Nigerian artists are some of the most popular in Africa, and you can even say the world, with lots of hit songs dominating the airwaves and millions of bucks being made in the process. However, there have been some speculation that most of them made their money by selling their souls. So let's look at 15 Nigerian musicians who was accused of selling their soul for money. At number 15, we have Stanley Omadidia, or as we all know him, Omah Lay. He's one of Nigeria's most prominent musical experts in recent years. The Port Harcourt-born singer, songwriter, and record producer burst onto the scene with his infectious debut EP, Get Laid, in 2020, which featured hits like Bad Influence, Lolo, and You. Omah Lay's rise to fame was rapid. Bad Influence became the most streamed Nigerian song on Audiomack in 2020, and his later single, Godly, Understand, and Attention, featuring Justin Bieber, only solidified his place as a leading voice in Afrobeat. He scooped up multiple awards at the Headies in 2020 and 2021, and by 2022, he was one of the most streamed Nigerian artists globally. But while his career was skyrocketing, his personal life, or rather, the dark undertones of his music, started raising eyebrows. Bad Influence was the first sign that something might be off. The lyrics were haunting. What have you done to me? God save me, please. It sparked conversations about whether Omah Lay was struggling mentally or if there was something deeper at play.
I'm drinking Hennessy now. I hope you see now. Say you don't bust my eyeglass.
Things escalated in 2022 when, just days before the release of his debut album Boy Alone, I Feel Nothing No More, the tweet alarmed fans, with many speculating that Omah Lay was battling depression. He followed it up with another tweet saying, God, I need more money, please. Then Boy Alone dropped, and tracks like I'm a Mess and So took the speculation to another level. Cause I'm effed up totally and I don't know how to keep company, he sang in I'm a Mess, sounding like a man unraveling at the seams. But it was So that really got people talking. So take my pain away, he pleaded, almost as though he was calling on his spirit for help. This hit a boiling point when So music video dropped. In the video, Omah Lay is seen performing ritualistic dances and bowing before a marine masquerade. Fans were quick to piece things together. Marine spirits are deeply connected to Nigerian and Africa's spiritual practices. Whether it did work, as So started topping music charts all over Nigeria and Africa. His song Holy Ghost was also spotlighted and brought a lot of controversy, especially the music video that showed people dancing like in a trance. And also during a concert, the props he chose were alarming. Popular ex-user Daniel Redgar called it blasphemous and mocking Christianity. The speculation only intensified when his subsequent performances featured more dark spiritual imagery. From his lyrics to his visuals, it became harder to separate Omah Lay's art from the growing perception that he had crossed into forbidden territory. Omah Lay's music took on a haunting new edge and the public took notice. Next up at number 14, we have Ikuforiji Abdurraham, Olaitan, or Oxlade as we all know. He shot to fame with his 2020 single Away, which was listed as one of the top 10 Nigerian songs of the year by Rolling Stone and among the top 50 in the world. Vocals, coupled with his ability to blend Afro beats with elements of pop and R&B, made him an instant favorite. By 2022, Closer turned him into a global artist. The track's minimalist production and hypnotic melody prepared it to viral success on TikTok, with Oxlade's live performance of the song at Color Studio ranking up over 100 million. But then came Ojuju. For those unfamiliar with Nigerian culture, Ojuju refers to a masquerade often tied to ancestral and spiritual practices. The lyrics Ojuju raised eyebrows immediately at the fear Ojuju, which translates to I'm afraid of Ojuju. Fans were left wondering why Oxlade, who has previously stuck to romance themes, was suddenly singing about spiritual figures. It didn't help that the music video Ojuju seemed suspicious and ritualistic. Oxlade was seen walking through dark, smoke-filled spaces, surrounded by shadowy figures. The imagery was unmistakable. It looked like an initiation. Theory about Oxlade joining a secret cult dabbling in spiritualism began to swell. Then things got even messier when Oxlade's sex tape was leaked. Surprisingly, instead of damaging his career, the scandal increased his popularity. Streams of his songs spiked and closer climbed the charts even faster. This led to some fans to suggest was no accident. Could it have been part of a larger sacrifice for fame? It's not uncommon for celebrities to face accusations of using scandals to boost relevance, but in Oxlade's case, the timing was eerily perfect. To make matters worse, Oxlade never really addressed the rumors. He maintained that Ojuju was just a creative expression, but fans weren't buying it. For many, the combination of dark spiritual references, a sudden surge in popularity, and a conveniently timed sex tape were all too suspicious to ignore. At number 13, we have Divine Ikubo, also known as Rema. Rema is arguably Nigeria's biggest Gen Z musical star, with breakout singles like Dumebi in 2019 introduced the world to his unique Afro-rave sound, a fusion of Afrobeat, trap, and pop. He followed it up with hits like Bad Commando, Iron Man, and Calm Down, and later becoming the most streamed Afrobeat song of all time after a remix with Selena Gomez crossed over 2.2 billion streams. But Rema's rise wasn't without controversy. His 2023 O2 Arena concert in London raised serious questions. His performance opened with dark, almost gothic visuals, including red lighting, occultic symbols, and what some describe as ritualistic dances. In an interview afterward, Rema brushed it off, saying he was bringing Benin culture to the world, but not everyone was convinced, even though some have defended his act in that show. Then came the album Rave and Roses, which was loaded with airy imagery of bats, upside-down crosses, and cryptic lyrics about inner turmoil. This escalated when Rema's Ethiopian concert was cancelled after the Orthodox Church accused him of promoting satanic imagery. The reason was that Rema was seen wearing a pendant with an upside-down cross, a well-known symbol associated with the occult. And when there was his latest album, which Rema himself has stated that he wanted to express so much dark energy, the album cover was the first unsettling stuff. Some social media users called it out, saying it looked occultic. One of the songs in the album, Hey Hey Hey, is a track that filled with unsettling laughter and dark menacing beats. In Azaman and Ozeba, Rema's lyrics hinted at spiritual warfare, and his visuals featured recurring symbols tied to African mysticism. Fans connected the dots. Was Rema part of something bigger than just music? The timing of his rise, the sudden global appeal, and the dark visuals all seemed too coincidental. We have Tiwa Savage, who has been Nigeria's queen of Afrobeat for over a decade. Her breakout single Kele Kele Love in 2010 set the tone for a career filled with hit after hit, Malo, Koroba, Somebody's Son, and more. Tiwa's ability to blend African rhymes with Western pop made her a crossover success, leading to collaborations with Beyonce, Usher, and Brandy. But Tiwa's career took a strange turn after her involvement with American elites like Jazzy, Kanye West, and Diddy, all of whom have been accused of being tied to Illuminati. Then came the pyramid hand sign. Tiwa was seen flashing the symbol in the promotional material for her Red tour. Conspiracy theories went wild. Tiwa never directly addressed the rumor, but the imagery in her music videos started to get darker. And then there was the leak of her sex tape in 2021, which, like Oxlade, only increased her fame. Was this another example of a celebrity offering in exchange for the greater success? Tiwa Savage has never confirmed or denied the allegation, but fans remain convinced that the connection are just too obvious to ignore. Number 11, we have Olamide. Olamide is one of Nigeria's most successful rappers, singers, and songwriters. Olamide burst onto the Nigerian music scene in 2010 with his debut single Eniduro, which immediately cemented his place as a force to be reckoned with in the Nigerian hip-hop industry.
Uche, I'm gunning.
From that point, he built a music empire with hit after hit, becoming one of the most consistent artists in the country. His catalog includes street anthems like Bobo, Shakiti Bobo, Lagos Boys, Wo, and Science Student. Olamide's versatility allowed him to effortlessly switch between rap, Afrobeat, street music, which earned him a massive following both locally and internationally. Olamide's success is well documented. He became the first Nigerian artist to sign an endorsement deal with Rock in 2013, a move that solidified his status as a mainstream icon. He has won several prestigious awards, including Best Street Hip Hop Artist at the 2011 Headies, Best Rap Single at the 2013 Headies, Album of the Year at the 2016 Nigerian Entertainment Awards. His music videos have ranked up millions of views on YouTube, and his songs have been streamed millions of times on platforms like Spotify and Apple Music. But here's where things get interesting. In 2013, Olamide dropped a track titled Illuminati, and this was the beginning of the conspiracy theory. Why would Olamide, a street rapper known for his street cred and indigenous flows, suddenly reference the world's most mysterious and secretive cult? Fans immediately began to connect the dots. How did Olamide rise to the top so quickly? How was he able to maintain his relevance and dominance for over a decade without a single major setback? The song itself didn't help matters. The lyrics, the imagery, and the overall theme screamed secret society. It didn't help that after releasing the song, Olamide's career hit an unprecedented peak. His song rolled out effortlessly. He maintained his status as the king of the streets, and endorsement deals poured in. To make matters worse, Olamide never directly addressed the Illuminati rumors. The more he avoided the topic, the deeper the speculations grew. In his music videos, triangles, one-eye gestures, and cryptic hand signs. Some churches have even preached his involvement. Next up at number 10, we have Don Jazzy. He's another Nigerian music powerhouse whose success story is filled with mystery and speculation. Don Jazzy started his music career in the UK before forming more hit records with D'banj. Together, they produced some of the biggest Nigerian hits of the 2000s, including Oliver Twist and Why Me. But Don Jazzy's career took an intriguing turn after his trip to the United States, where he rubbed shoulders with some of the biggest names in the global music industry: Kanye West, Jazzy, P. Diddy. Upon his return to Nigeria, Don Jazzy dissolved Mohit Records and created Maven Records, which became a breeding ground of future stars. He signed artists like Tiwa Savage, Dija, Ricardo Banks, and Korede Bello, who quickly became household names. However, it was Don Jazzy's mysterious walking stick that raised the most eyebrows. After returning from the US, Don Jazzy was frequently seen with a walking stick shaped like a dragon. Nigerians immediately linked the walking stick to the Illuminati, suspecting that it was a staff given to him after his initiation into the secret society. The rumors intensified after the release of Dorobushi in 2014, a track featuring multiple Maven artists. What made Dorobushi suspicious was the fact that no one seemed to know what the word meant. Fans dug deep and claimed that Dorobushi was the name of the god Don Jazzy now worshipped. Some even went as far as saying that the track was a ritualistic chant meant to invoke spiritual power. Don Jazzy never gave a clear answer about the meaning of the song, which only fueled speculation. To make the matters more suspicious, Don Jazzy has remained unmarried despite being one of the most eligible bachelors in Nigeria. In a country where marriage is a big deal, Don Jazzy's reluctance to settle down has been interpreted as part of the terms of his deal. Next up at number 9, we have D'banj. He is another Nigerian superstar whose rise to fame has been linked to secret dealings. D'banj rose to fame with hits like Tongolo, Fall in Love, Oliver Twist, and Scapegoat.
I have a confession, don't take it personal. I have a confession, so you gotta listen.
D'banj's career reached a turning point in 2011 when he signed with Kanye West's Good Music. This made him the first African artist to sign with the label, a huge accomplishment at the time. But this deal also opened the door to rumors that D'banj had joined the Illuminati. Kanye West, Jazzy, Beyonce, and Diddy are all names that have been long linked to the secret society, so D'banj's close association with them immediately raised red flags. The Illuminati theories became often intense after the tragic death of D'banj's son in 2018. Many people claim that D'banj has sacrificed his child as part of a ritual to maintain his fame and fortune. While these claims are extreme, they gain traction because D'banj's career seemed to rebound shortly after the tragedy. Even D'banj's fashion choices and hand gestures have been dissected by conspiracy theorists. His famous one-eye pose and the triangle symbol in some of his music videos are often cited as evidence of his connection to the Illuminati. However, the fact that the band managed to stay relevant over 2 decades in an industry known for its short shelf life makes the Illuminati story hard to shake off. How did a Nigerian artist go from local fame to global recognition almost overnight? How did he survive the decline of Mohit and reinvented himself as a solo artist without losing momentum? Is it a coincidence or something deeper? At number 8, we have Ruga. Ruga has become one of the most talked about names in Nigerian music industry, not just for his music but also the controversies surrounding his rise to fame. Ruga burst onto the scene in 2021 with his debut single, One Shirt, featuring Rema and The Prince, and he quickly followed up with tracks like Bounce, Dior, Girlfriend, Asiwaju. His infectious melody and catchy lyrics quickly made him a household name in Nigeria and beyond.
Man getting high till I fade out. If the vibe no pure on my way out, Ula Balu, anytime we step out.
But it's not just his music that has kept him in the headlines, it's that iconic eye patch. From the very beginning, Ruga's eye patch sparked countless rumors and speculations. While he initially explained that the patch was a fashion statement and part of his brilliant identity, fans were not convinced. Many tied it to the Illuminati's infamous all-seeing eye symbol, suggesting that Ruga's eye patch was his way of signaling his allegiance to the secret society. It didn't help that shortly after he adopted the eye patch, his career skyrocketed. Ruga's close connection with international artists, particularly Drake, only added fuel to the fire. How does a Nigerian artist, barely 2 years into his career, start hanging out with one of the biggest artists in the world? People speculated that this quick rise and global connections were no coincidence. They believe it was the result of Ruga selling his soul to the Illuminati for fame and wealth. His decision to leave his former record label and almost immediately achieve even greater success also seemed suspicious. How does an artist who's supposedly starting over suddenly become more successful than ever? To many, this confirmed the rumors that Ruga's success wasn't just hard work, there was something darker behind it. At number 7, we have Wizkid. Wizkid is undoubtedly one of the biggest names in Nigerian music. From his breakout single, Holla at Your Boy, to international hits like Essence, featuring Tems and Justin Bieber, Wizkid's career has been nothing short of legendary. He's racked up awards and recognition from the BET Awards, Headies, MTV Africa Music Awards, and even Grammy nominations. But with that level of success come questions, and in Wizkid's case, some very dark ones. It all started when Wizkid parted ways with Banky W's EME Records, a move that almost derailed his career. For a while, things weren't looking good for Wizkid until suddenly everything changed. He began collaborating with international heavyweights like Drake, Skepta, and Chris Brown, and his career took off in a way that no one could have ever predicted. The sudden turnaround led many to believe that Wizkid had made a deal with Illuminati. The speculations intensified when Wizkid was spotted making the Illuminati hand symbol during a performance. Then came his collaboration with Beyonce on Brown Skin Girl, which cemented his place in global music history. To conspiracy theorists, working with Beyonce, who has long been accused of Illuminati ties, was all the proof they needed. How else would a Nigerian artist from Surulere suddenly become a global icon, rubbing shoulder with the biggest name in music? Fans are convinced Wizkid's meteoric rise wasn't just talent and hard work, they believe he sold his soul for that level of success. At number 6, we have Naira Marley. He has always caused controversy from his lyrics to his lifestyle and even his record label. Naira Marley first made waves with street anthems like It's a Go, Soapy, I Am a Yahoo Boy. These explicit lyrics and rebellious persona made him a favorite among Nigerian youth, but he's also raised a lot of eyebrows.
Just soapy, soapy, just soapy, just soapy, just soapy, soapy.
The biggest red flag for many people is the culture surrounding the record label Malian Music. According to rumors, female members of the label are not allowed to wear underwear and male members are forbidden from wearing belts. This strange rule has been interpreted as part of a larger cult-like structure within the Malian family. Things took a darker turn when DJ Splash, under suspicious circumstances, claimed to have suffered a mental breakdown due to alleged mistreatment. This led to even more speculation that Naira Marley's success is tied to dark spiritual forces. Fans believe he sold his soul for fame and fortune, and his influence over young Nigerians, especially through the No Manners movement, is seen as part of a broader agenda to promote immorality and lawlessness. He has denied any such thing. At number 5, we have Shalli Poppy. Shalli Poppy is one of the most surprising success stories in Nigerian music. Busting into the scene in 2023 with Elon Musk, Shalli Poppy quickly became a viral sensation. His debut album, Planet Pluto, topped the turntable chart, and his follow-up, Shakes Poppy, continued the streak. How does an artist with no major label backing suddenly achieve that level of success? That's exactly what has people talking. Shalli's use of the word Evian in his music raised eyebrows. According to Benin tradition, Evian is a deity tied to wealth and power, but at a cost.
Evian is my family name. You understand? You're laughing, but it's the truth now.
Are you
but
serious?
You see that song, I told you that song is freestyle now.
Shalli Poppy has openly called his music money ritual money, which makes fans wonder if he was admitting to something deeper. But he has denied it and also defended Rema, who references the same approach. How did he rise to fame so quickly? Why did his music immediately resonate with such a wide audience? To many Nigerians, Shalli Poppy sold his soul to the devil for fame and success. At number 4, we have Ayra Starr. She's one of the fastest rising stars in Nigerian music. After signing with Maven Records in 2020, Ayra quickly became a household name with hits like Away, Bloody Samaritan, Rush, and Stability.
Feeling vibes on vibes. I'm a ticking dynamite. I blow your candle lights.
Her rapid rise to fame, including a Grammy nomination and chart-topping singles in the UK, has made her a target for rumors about selling her soul. The biggest red flag for many fans is the song Bloody Samaritan. What exactly is a Bloody Samaritan? The lyrics suggest someone who pretends to help but actually causes harm. Fans speculated that the song was Ayra's coded way of acknowledging the dark forces behind her success. And let's not forget that Ayra Starr is signed to Don Jazzy's Maven Records, and Don Jazzy himself has long been accused of Illuminati ties. Did Ayra inherit the connection through her label boss? Some fans seem to think so. At number 3, we have Khaid. He's one of the fastest rising stars in Nigeria's music industry. Signed to Never Records, Khaid shot to fame with his breakout single with You and followed it up with bangers like Badman, Jolie, and Sky. His smooth sound and catchy lyrics have earned him a loyal fan base and millions of streams on all major platforms. But here's the thing, how did Khaid blow up so fast? But a lot of people started asking, how did Khaid blow up so fast? Even though he was heavily promoted by skit maker Sidney Tucker, Khaid's rise to fame has been suspiciously quick. And fans started side-eyeing him after he bought his record label boss Sidney Tucker a Lexus SUV worth over 120 million naira. Now let's be real. How many upcoming artists have that kind of cash lying around, especially in the first years of fame? People immediately started talking about how Khaid might have sold his soul to get that kind of financial muscle. Then came the whole Diamond Empire teeth situation. Khaid suddenly showed up with diamond-studded fangs with the inscription 444, a number often linked to the occult and secret society. The cover art for his new single also featured the same number, and in one of his music videos, Khaid was literally seen surrounded by fire while singing the haunting lyrics, I don't wanna be unalive.
Only in the night, yeah, I don't wanna die. I don't wanna die. I don't wanna die.
Fans took that as a major red flag. Why would an artist known for love songs suddenly switch to dark, cryptic imagery?
So 444 is just me bringing all the positivity, all the significance of the number and the day before together.
Khaid's temporary break from music due to an unexplained illness also fueled the rumors. When he came back, his entire vibe has shifted. His music had a darker tone, and the way he dressed and acted seemed completely different. Fans began to speculate that Khaid's illness was part of the price he had to pay for selling his soul, and his comeback was a reflection of the power he had gained through that alleged deal. But the most chilling part is his repeated reference to Evian, a deity in Benin that is believed to offer wealth and power in exchange for loyalty and sacrifice. He's subtly admitting to his involvement with the spiritual entity, which explains how he's been able to dominate the music scene so quickly. At number 2, we have Tems, the queen of alt music in Nigeria. Tems burst into the spotlight with tracks like Mr. Rebel, Try Me, Damages, free mind and crazy things. But her big break came when she featured on Wizkid's Essence. That song became a global anthem, charting in the top 10 of the US Billboard Hot 100, turning Tems into an international sensation overnight.
I feel it coming. Time is of the essence.
Tems didn't stop there. She went on to collaborate with Drake and Future on Wait For You, which earned her a Grammy Award for Best Melodic Rap Performance. That made her the first Nigerian female artist to win a Grammy. Now that's legendary but also suspicious. Winning a Grammy is tough enough for American artists, so for a Nigerian artist to pull that off so quickly makes people asking questions. Some fans believe that Tems' rapid rise to international fame is not natural. They think that her association with certain American artists, popularly Drake and Future, who have long been linked to the Illuminati, suggests that Tems might have made a deal to secure her success. After all, it's not every day that a Nigerian artist, especially a female one, goes from underground status to a Grammy winner in just a few short years. The symbolism in her music videos also raised eyebrows. Tems often incorporated dark and mysterious images into her visuals, things like burning candle, cryptic hand signs, and shadowy figures. Her performances have a haunting, almost ritualistic feel to them, which has led conspiracy theorists to suggest that she's channeling spiritual energy through her music. The most controversial piece of evidence, though, is the Grammy win itself. At number 1, we have Davido. He's certainly one of the biggest names in Nigerian music. He's not just a singer and songwriter, Davido is a whole movement. He has dominated the Nigerian and African music scene for over a decade with hit tracks like Fall, If, Fear, Assurance, Blow My Mind, Risky, Fizz Awards, BET Awards, and MTV African Music Awards. But with Davido's rapid rise to success and his consistent ability to stay on top of the music game, a lot of people have started asking questions. How does Davido keep securing these massive wins? How come his wealth and influence never seem to diminish? The rumors about Davido selling his soul for money and fame have been swelling for years now. His connections to foreign musicians and industry dominance made people believe that he might have struck a deal with the devil, but the most disturbing speculation came after the tragic death of his son Ifeanyi, who died in a pool accident in 2022, just like the band. Fans and conspiracy theories were quick to claim that this was more than just an accident. It was supposedly a blood sacrifice to maintain his status and success. The airing time of the incident, just when Davido was experiencing another career high, left people wondering if he had paid the ultimate price for wealth and fame. And then there's the whole narrative around his lavish lifestyle. Davido isn't just rich, he's billionaire level rich. Private jets, luxury cars, and diamond-studded chains. He lives like royalty. Even though he comes from a wealthy background, his father, Adedeji Adeleke, is a billionaire. But people argue that the level of success Davido has reached and how he got there suggests that there is more to the story than just talent and hard work. Add that to the fact that he's been seen throwing up hand signs linked to secret societies, and you can see why fans believe Davido might have sold his soul to the devil for fame and fortune. So if you enjoyed this video, kindly click on the subscribe button and like, and click on the end screen to watch the next video.